Hello, aspiring chefs. Welcome to Food for Thought, where I don't cook from a book. My name is Cris-Jon and today I will be having a friend over for dinner, and we will be using the intuitive process of cooking and come up with a recipe to make. And I have no idea what it's going to be. So, I hope you enjoy this episode. Hey Jennifer.
Hey Cris-Jon. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
I'm starving.
You're starving?
I am.
I am too. I mean, I had a really busy day today, so I hadn't had a chance to get anything ready. So, I don't know. What should we have for dinner?
Well, what do you have? What if we go in the fridge and see maybe what you have and sort of come up with something?
Yeah. Okay.
We could.
So let's see. I got all sorts of vegetables in here. Leek, some potatoes, a rutabaga, turnip, some mushrooms, carrots.
Ooh, what about goulash? What about
Goulash? Yeah, I do have
that.
some leftover ham.
Where did that
the
word
other
come
day.
from anyway? Goulash.
It's Hungarian, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a Hungarian, throw everything in. I also have this ground bison. We can use that for
Oh yes,
the meat,
let's do that.
because it's a meat and then some vegetables. It's kind of a miscellaneous, you throw everything in type of dish. So
Okay.
here's that.
Some bison. I like that.
We got the leek. Could throw that in.
Okay.
Bok choy, because I love bok choy. I put it in everything.
Yes. Bok choy.
You want the rutabaga in it or not? It's kind of like a potato type thing.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay. I got a shallot and then an onion.
That sounds good.
Yeah, do you want mushrooms?
That sounds good.
Okay, there's some mushrooms in there.
Mushrooms, onions. You know what I love is that we don't need to even use a cookbook.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we can just put something together based on what you have.
That's right.
In the fridge.
I also got celery, squash, and zucchini. Do you want any of that in there, or just
How about some zucchini?
zucchini? All right.
Let's do that.
Here, I got a bunch of zucchini here.
Okay. Great. So let's see, we have zucchini, mushrooms, onions, bok choy, leeks, rutabaga.
All right.
What about, in goulash, is there pasta?
Yeah, there's like a noodle. So now that I think about it, since I knew you were coming, and I know you're you can't have
Gluten.
gluten. Yes, so I got some gluten-free noodles, so
Okay.
we can use that.
That sounds great.
Okay, I'll get
That'd
it
be
out of
great.
the
Thank you.
pantry here. Which
That sounds good.
it also has tomatoes. We can use the tomatoes that I canned the other day, or not the other day.
That sounds really good.
A
Yes.
couple months ago. What am I saying?
Yeah, this will be great.
All right. Yes.
The bison.
Exactly.
Okay.
For me, when I've made goulash before, yeah, I would cook the since before I'd use ground beef, but since I don't eat beef anymore,
Right.
that's why I have the bison. So anyway, I'd cook that with a little bit of seasoning like oregano, etc., and other things, with the mushroom and onion. Oh, I don't know, bell pepper. That's another thing I'd put in it, but whatever.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's okay. We don't need.
Yeah, right. We don't need it. So we just cook that stuff up in to like soften up the vegetables, but then also cook the meat. Actually, the best way to do it is you cook the meat by itself, and then you cook the vegetables by themselves. So that way, the vegetables don't end up looking all meat, oil, grease covered. You know.
Okay.
They keep that the look that they had before they went in getting mixed in, if that makes any sense. And
I
it's
think
just
so.
From
Yeah.
what we can do is cook the vegetables first, take them out, put them in a bowl when they're done, and then cook the meat. Then when the meat's done, we pour out the fat, and then just throw everything into the pot and off and away. Now,
That's a great idea. I like that.
Pasta. I think
I think we would do the pasta on its own too, right? And then we add it in at the end, and then kind of stir it all in. Together.
Yeah.
Instead of cooking it.
Yeah, what you said. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. We'll try that.
Right, we'll do that.
And so, share with me again why you're not doing beef.
Oh, I found that beef itself, I keep gaining weight every time I eat it.
Okay.
So I've been trying to lose weight.
Okay.
And since my whole cancer thing that I've had to change my diet. So
okay.
I cut out a lot of things, and beef seems to be the one that really has an effect over, say, chicken or pork or bison. But I love hamburgers, so it's kind of, what am I going to use instead of hamburg for a hamburger? Well, bison works.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah. What a great substitute.
Yeah.
So I love bison.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Wow. Yeah, I really love goulash. I haven't had it in a long time. When I was growing up, my mother always used just ground hamburg when she was making it, and
when you say ground hamburger, you mean ground hamburger?
Just hamburger, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, but then when I got older, I keep other people and recipes and stuff that I'd look at. They all have like chunks of beef, like beef, like you'd have in beef stew.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then, so I've tried doing it that way, and I've tried with the hamburger. It just seems more, since that's what I'm used to, the ground beef. It just seems more normal when it's like that than the big chunks of beef stew type stuff.
When I was growing up and we would make goulash, it was more sort of the garbage stew, and
right.
what I mean by that is that just like whatever, or more
right.
like leftover garbage
right,
stew,
right.
Whatever was left over in the in the refrigerator, we would pull out and cook and sort of throw it all in this gigantic pot of stew, and we called it goulash.
Right.
But typically we did have noodles in it, so yeah, we typically had noodles.
Right. Yeah, that's what we've always had, except we use macaroni all the time. But,
okay, sure.
I guess it doesn't really matter what noodle you use. You can use I
can't remember what noodle we used. That's a really good question. So you used a macaroni noodle.
Yeah, we always use macaroni, which what I have is I don't even know which one I got.
I think we have a little shell. Look, fancy elbows.
Fancy elbows.
Fancy
okay,
elbows.
So
that's going to be our noodle.
It's elbows, but fancy.
Fancy elbows. That's great. I like just the name. I like saying that word.
Oh, goulash.
Goulash.
Yeah, right.
It's really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in a movie. I forget the name of the movie, but
Wilderness
goulash stew was the thing they were making.
Okay.
So your description of goulash, you just kind of throw everything in.
Yes.
Just makes me think of that because it's, it's just a bunch of random stuff all thrown in and made into a stew. Or
now I have a question for you. The onion. Sorry to interrupt you.
That's all right.
I have a question. The onions. Do we put this in with the meat, or do we want to throw this in the pot?
No,
with
you
the
throw that with all the vegetables.
Okay.
All the vegetables are together, and then the meat's by itself.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So, remember when I told you about that the owl that I saw?
Oh my gosh, that was incredible.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe it. I was like,
a big white snowy owl that you
was great.
saw in the center of the road. It was incredible.
I know, and it was like 11 o'clock at night or something, and
okay.
There was this other car just sitting there, like they were waiting for something, and I was like, what are they waiting for? And then I turned the corner, and there's that owl sitting there. So.
Well, when you texted me and said that you saw an owl,
right.
my thought was, oh, that's really nice. And then you actually sent me the picture.
Yeah.
And I was, whoa!
Right,
it was this big snowy owl. It was about 2 feet
I know.
tall.
And so I've been seeing a lot of animals lately, just in that little area too. I mean, but it's been mainly deer that I've been seeing.
Oh, you know what? Me too.
Really?
I've been seeing quite a bit of deer.
Huh. All right.
Yes, and I don't know, the sense that I have about it is that whenever I see deer, I always feel that it's just a reminder to be gentle with myself.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like deer, you know, they have gentle energy. There's like a gentleness to them.
Oh.
So that's, yeah, whenever I see a deer, I think to myself, okay, maybe I'm being a little bit hard on myself right now. And it's time to step back and be a little bit more gentle.
Really?
Yes. That's just
Okay.
my thought. Though,
No. That sounds great. You know, so maybe I've been, since I keep seeing deer too, maybe I need to chill more.
Chill out more.
Chill out more, yeah.
Are you putting a lot of pressure on yourself right now?
I guess. I don't
Okay.
know. I mean, my day job is rather stressful.
Okay.
Now I get to deal with the rutabaga.
Yeah, you can have that. I find that I can never cut those.
Oh.
Do you have any techniques or?
No, I just cut it like I peel a
strategies?
tomato, like I'm peeling a potato. Just
It's like a potato, but it's not.
yeah, right. It's more like a turnip actually.
Okay.
Which I was at. So I got this at the farmer's market,
Okay.
and I was asked the lady, and I was like, "What is? What's the difference between a turnip and a rutabaga?" And she's like, "Well, I don't really like turnips because they're too strong of a flavor or something, but I like the rutabaga because it doesn't have that strong flavor to it." So I'm like, okay, so I guess I'll try I've never had rutabaga before, so this will be interesting. And turnip does tend to overpower, kind of like garlic does, overpowers what you're cooking, so that it's really, or curry, you know, it's really easy to tell that is in the dish, you know, it's like obvious. Where, say you put something like parsley, it's like, really, it's in there? Oh, I didn't know. Unless you have one of those super sensitive taste buds, you know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna cut it up like I would a turnip, which is just,
Look at that.
yeah.
For
Cutting and cutting and cutting.
for Thanksgiving, my family they do a rutabaga dish.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
ours
it's
does
like a
turnip.
mashed rutabaga.
Right. Yeah, ours we do turnip. It's the same.
Okay.
Just mashed with butter. Which this is actually going to take the longest to cook.
Oh, that's true. Right.
If it's anything like a turnip, those take like almost twice as long as a potato to get ready, or squash. So now that we've already put all the vegetables in the pot, we should probably take them out and cook these first for
What?
like 5 minutes,
Okay.
because they take longer to soften up, you know,
Okay.
and then dump in everything else.
Okay. So maybe we should dump this all in a bowl.
Right, which I've got a bowl in here.
Okay.
In the back. Or we could use this. I like this one. I would use this for making pancakes. Because it's measured.
Yeah, that's really great.
So, how much vegetables do we have?
We have a lot of vegetables. They look amazing.
No, I know, but I mean, now we can actually have it measured.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. We have 3 cups.
That's right.
5 cups. 18 cups. No, I'm kidding. Let's see here. Okay. Ooh, this smells so good.
Yeah. So it's full all the way to the top.
8 cups of vegetables.
8 cups of vegetables.
Yes.
All right.
This is our intuitive recipe. Cut up 8 cups of vegetables.
All right.
Do I need to put water in here for the to soften that?
Well, if we're going to be cutting them together, then, cooking them together, then that stuff all gets like sauteed in like olive oil or something. So I've never cooked those that way before. Do you want to try doing that? It'd be kind of an experiment to see if it works out.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Maybe we'll put a little water in here. We'll heat up the water and put that in, and then it will just soften it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Okay.
Cook the meat, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll dump in some of these amazing tomatoes that you made.
Right.
And so what kind of spices are we going to do?
Well, I do know that paprika is normally in it, so we can put that out.
Okay.
But what
Paprika.
I can't think
Meaning normally in goulash?
Yeah, normally
okay.
in goulash.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what else do you want to have in it. It seems like garlic should go in it too. It sounds like something that's normally
That sounds good.
in goulash.
Yeah. Garlic, paprika, some pepper. I like really nice, good pepper.
Something peppery. Well, I've got the red pepper flakes. That's really hot, and then I have cayenne pepper. So
Let's do red pepper flakes.
okay, let's red
Yeah.
pepper flakes.
We won't do a lot. We'll just do a few, but
Right.
that'll
Okay.
be good.
Something to give it a little kick.
Yes.
It seems like it should have oregano. I think I
Oh,
put
yeah.
that in just about everything. So
I know I do the same.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. And basil too, probably.
Okay.
And since the thyme jar is almost empty, I always use that.
Basil, thyme.
All right.
Okay, I think that might be good.
Yeah, I think
that might
that's
be good.
We don't use cumin or marjoram or. We got cloves here. We probably don't need that.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds
I
good.
think that's good. Yeah.
Great. All right, I need something to stir this.
So
I
it's
don't
in
know.
the drawer next to the oven there.
Okay.
I'll get the.
So you put a little olive oil in, put the meat in, and then we'll put the
Right, that's-
spices.
Yeah, just a little bit so
Okay.
it doesn't stick to the pan
Got it.
right away.
This is gonna be good, Cris-Jon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited. I haven't had goulash in a long time.
I
so-
haven't either.
Yeah, so that's a good it's a good choice.
Yeah. And we didn't even use a cookbook.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to look up a recipe because just kind of throwing everything in that we have, which is kind of what goulash is anyway, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
who needs a recipe for that?
The refrigerator garbage stew. I know that doesn't sound very good.
right, yeah.
Maybe the refrigerator leftover stew.
Right, yeah. That was like one of my creations I made. I called it gruel, even though it's not
You called it what?
gruel,
Gruel?
because I couldn't think of a name.
Yes. No, it's a great
I didn't
name.
know what it was. So, but then I guess that actually is the name for something else.
Oh, okay.
Literally.
I've never heard of it.
Something gross.
Okay.
Just a slop.
Like, isn't like,
CJ Slop. That's what I'll call it. CJ Slop. Okay, new name.
or what about gorp?
Gorp.
You know, gorp is like the
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that granola and
Yeah.
things like that you
It's
take on
just-
a hike?
Yeah. Raisins, kind of nuts.
Mm-hmm.
People like to throw chocolate in there, but I don't.
Oh yes, that's right.
Because I save the chocolate for the end of the hike, not while I'm hiking.
Not during? Okay. So
What's
we
it-
have goulash, gorp,
Gorp.
and what do you call yours?
Gruel.
Gruel.
They're all G's.
They're all G's.
Yeah. Oh, I probably want to sing for that.
Do you mind also grabbing a fork so we can just sort of check that
Oh, okay.
and see if it's softened?
Right.
And then we can dump out some of the water.
Right. Oh, snap. They're hard as a rock.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We're going to take some time.
All right, well, why don't we start dumping in some of the spices here?
Oh, right.
Yes.
So, unless you're picky, I'm just going to wing it.
Go for it. Which one was that?
Oh, that was paprika.
Okay.
So here comes the garlic. Oh, I should probably go this way.
Okay. Little paprika, little
Pepper
garlic.
flakes. You like it spicy?
Medium.
Medium?
Yeah.
And there'll be oregano. This part, actually, you don't have to put that much in because
This smells
you're going to be putting it in
amazing.
when you mix everything else.
This smells really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
smells amazing.
That's another reason to do it.
Yeah.
Gets you excited for the meal.
Oh, which one was that?
Oh, that was thyme.
Thyme, okay.
Gets you excited for what you're about to eat, right? And then this is basil.
Now I'm just realizing with these vegetables,
Yeah.
do we want to put them in now? Or
Well, we don't want all the water. Well, I guess we can leave the water
because we're kind of doing a
we're
stew.
kind of gonna put it in anyway. With the yeah, so we can just leave the water in there.
Okay.
But it's gonna be they're not gonna now because it's a sautéing to soften these, not a boiling. That's a different process.
Right.
So
Okay.
you don't want the vegetables to get all soggy. Okay, so we took out the water. Now just put some olive oil in there, and then we're gonna put in the rest of the vegetables to cook up. Gosh.
Now, CJ, do we add the tomatoes now or do you wait?
No, we have to soften up the veggies first, and then we add the tomatoes
Okay.
and the meat.
I love the idea of putting the spices in the meat.
Yeah.
I don't typically do that. I typically put it in the dish later, but
I forget when I started doing that. It was one of those things I learned by doing.
well, it would definitely make a difference, like you
Yeah.
said, because it would infuse the dish.
Right. Mm-hmm. Add a little more. That.
This is pretty good for just pulling whatever you had out of the refrigerator.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It helps to have things in the refrigerator, but yes. Okay, so the vegetables look like they're ready, and because they're nice and soft, softened up, and you can. This is really the reason why you don't cook the meat in with the vegetables, because you can see all the color of all the vegetables still
Yeah.
after they've been cooked. Where if you cooked in the meat with it, it would all look gray.
Yes.
So, yeah. So that's why I do them separately.
Okay.
And now,
Oh, you're going to add more spices?
well, I haven't put any in here with the vegetables.
Oh.
And we just put it in with the meat. So, I'm going to turn it
Wow.
down.
All right. Yeah.
Turn it down to low.
Okay.
And,
So
you want to put the meat in? You can put the meat in.
Sure. Okay. And how long did the vegetables cook about?
Oh, that was like, well, first we did the rutabaga, and that was, what, 7 minutes boiling in that water. And then we poured out the water, and then put all the rest of the vegetables in with a bunch of olive oil, and that cooked for like 7 minutes.
Okay.
And that's only because of how much there was, and you had to stir it around a few times to make sure it all gets cooked.
So I didn't realize that we're going to add even more spices to
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. So here comes the garlic. Since there's already some with the meat, you don't have to put in as much as if you didn't have any in yet at all. So here's paprika, which, you know, it falls in. Oops, oh well. Some of the red pepper flakes.
I'm going to go ahead and stir it here
Yeah,
a
you
little
can start
bit.
stirring. The oregano. Yeah. Steamed up my jar. There's the thyme. Actually. And I didn't mean to make a pun.
It smells incredible. It smells really good.
And the basil. And that's it for the spices. So now we put in the tomatoes. If I can open the jar. Which these I canned myself from a ton of tomatoes I got this year. It was my first garden, really, and it really came out great. So, tomatoes with some more herbs, which I believe that's oregano and parsley.
Okay.
And there might be some rosemary in there. I'll think about it.
Now this is starting to look like goulash.
Yeah. There's the second jar. Did I get you?
Nope, you're
Okay.
good. Almost.
Almost, all right. So.
That's a fun part of cooking.
Yeah, right. So those were, what, 16-ounce jars? I think that's what they are. Mason jars. And I normally add a little water for it to, which it ends up boiling off. Give it more of a, so it cooks cooks it up better in my brain. And then that's that.
And then how long do we let this simmer? I'm
Yeah,
thinking...
just let it simmer for at least a half an hour.
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Oh, and when it's about done, then we cook the noodles before putting them in.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So we cook the noodles
Right.
separately, and then we add it to the
Right.
goulash.
Right.
All right.
Which you don't.
Sounds good.
You don't cook them. That's right. That's one of the things. You don't cook them quite done, just like near done, because then when you put it in with that, then it cooks for another 10-15 minutes, and that gets it done so that it's not too mushy.
Okay.
Let's see if it's ready. Looks good to me.
Yeah, smells really good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll dump this water.
All right.
The pasta is 3/4 of the way cooked,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The fancy noodles.
And then we just dump it in our
Yep,
fancy
just-
gluten-free noodles.
Yep. Stir them all in.
Now that
Right.
that looks like goulash.
Yep, that looks like goulash.
Yay!
Yay! Oh, can't wait to eat.
I
But
know.
it has to cook a little longer.
Okay, how much longer?
15 minutes.
Okay. And then do we have any cheese to go on it?
Yes, we do. I've got Parmesan cheese. I've got mozzarella cheese, and I think I have some kind of Mexican cheese.
Okay.
Oh, and I have feta cheese. I've got a bunch of different cheeses, so whichever one you want, you can.
Okay, I would say feta and Parmesan sound really good.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh, CJ, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
this
you're welcome,
smells
Jennifer.
amazing, and
This
this
is
looks
just-
great.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so good. I love the cheese on it. It's
Yeah.
excellent.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is probably the best goulash I have ever made. And it's probably because I had your help. So,
Not a problem.
yeah, that's,
Yes, a
that old
pleasure.
saying, 2 minds are better than one. That definitely applies with this.
Yes, definitely.
So,
yes, and we cooked without a book.
That's right. There's no recipe there. So, I hope you were writing it all down because, we didn't. So,
I know we probably won't be able to make this again.
Yeah, right. Well, that's just, that's part of the whole intuitive cooking process.
Yeah.
Is you just,
Fun.
It's fun.
All right, well, let's go eat.
All right.
Okay.